106 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader. This is The Morning Rise. Now broadcasting weekdays from 6 to 10 on 106 R&B and throwbacks.
Good morning, viewing audience, and welcome to the Morning Rise with Variable Y on 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. I still have my gator on. Sorry. False alarm. There we go. That's much better. All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7. We made it to Friday. I hope you guys are excited. I am ecstatic that it's Friday, of course. Not just because I've got, not just because I am, not only because it's Friday, not only because I don't have to work this weekend, but because I'm here with you guys and we get to talk our sports. And you know how I love to talk our sports. And this has been somewhat of a weird week where we talked a little bit of sports, but, I'm going to go with all the sports today. Shout out to Miss Renee, who is checking in early this morning, saying good morning. Good morning, Miss Renee. Thank you for checking in. Very glad to see you out there. Hope you are doing okay and hope you have a great day. So yeah, man, a lot of stuff. One thing I was talking about before we went live, and of course we're gonna set up our show in a second, but not really much to set up. We're talking sports. We don't really have many other things to get in the way of that. So we're talking sports today. We've got Will calling in earlier than normal, I should say. Excuse me. We got Will calling in about 10 minutes. Hardworking brother right there. So, excuse me. So we can have him on, talk his sports, and he can go to work, go into the office, and do his thing. We're gonna have him on a little bit earlier. So, and I can't wait to hear what he's got to talk about when it comes to the sports he wants to talk about. So, no, I was saying that before we get into that, I was saying that we definitely need to have a little bit of a meeting, a sit down, I don't really know what it's called, but we definitely need to have a meeting with some of our shows here, because I feel like we've had some, I see that they've had some really good topics of shows on some of the other shows on Tell the Truth with Ty Lambert, and on the Bridge Club crew with Queen and that's so off. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh. Okay, y'all know what I mean. The Bridge Club crew. Anyway, that was weird. But yes, no, we were, because they're having a lot of these great topics, where they talk about a few things that would be great ideas for us as well. Some things that we discuss when we talk about relationships, because at least recently, I see that the Bridge Club crew just last night was asking, does the one really exist? And again, when we're having these conversations, these are conversations that Mr. Dean and I have a lot. We like to get into those topics. We like to really ask those serious questions, right? We really want to know what is going on in relationships, and I want to know from her standpoint, because she talks to people in relationships, and oh God. Okay, all right, so Will sent me something on Twitter, right? Okay, all right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Will sent me something on Twitter, and I was I'll talk about this a little, or I talked about this earlier, I'm sorry. Will sent me something on Twitter, and it's about some of these advanced stats, right? So okay, now okay, so See, here are the advanced stats on Jokic versus the other two competitors for the MVP. And so Jokic 24, 27, 14, and 8 on 66 TS. Let me see what that is. Okay, so it doesn't really say what TS means, right? But I guess those are his averages. 20, yeah, those are his averages. 27, 14, and 8. The first player to go 2,000, 1,500. That's 2,000 points, 1,000 assists, rebounds, and 500 assists. Only player in the top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists. Better stats in his MVP year. No Jamal Murray and no Michael Porter Jr. Giannis, 30, 12, and 6 with 63 TS, top 2 scorer and defensive player of the year candidate. First 30, 10, and 5 on over 55% shooting season ever. Led the team in minutes. Best record of all three. And Joel Embiid, true shooting percentage. Thank you, Will. And true shooting. Okay. So right, true shooting. So that's 2s, 3s, and free throw line. So Jokic had 66 true shooting percentage, and Giannis had a 63 true shooting percentage. Joel Embiid, 31, 12, and 4. The 4 is assists. The third one is assists, for anybody who doesn't know, with a 62 true shooting percentage. Led the NBA in scoring. The first center with 30 points to score 30 points a game and play under 40 minutes a game. With the most 40-10 games since the merger. No Ben Simmons. It says for half the season, but he didn't have Ben Simmons all season. Guys, I can poke holes like the things that are used to elevate Jokic. I can poke holes in and elevate both Giannis and Joel. Like, again, I think that some of these things that we're talking about here, they're fine for people who like advanced stats, and that's great. But also, again, I watch the games, guys, and I'm not saying that people don't watch the games, and I'm not. And here's the thing, right? I got my 2 cents in about it, and I'm kind of off that train. And part of it is the historical nature of it, because again, Jokic is going to be a 2-time back-to-back MVP. Jokic is a 2-time back-to-back MVP who hasn't made a conference finals yet. Now, we would have said the same thing about, a lot of people, right? We would have said the same thing about Giannis last year. So I'm not saying that he doesn't have an opportunity to turn this around. I'm not saying that in a year or two, this will be obsolete. Dude, I'm the guy who told you guys that I thought Peter Warrick was going to set the NFL on fire. Hell, I'm the guy who I thought Eddie Curry would be a great player. No, well, not great. I thought he would be good, right? So I'm not opposed to being wrong. I'm not opposed to going back and saying, ugh, that was wrong. That was dumb. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that the Golden State Warriors were a thing in 2016. 2016 when they won the first one. 16, 17, 18, 19. No, 15, excuse me. 2015 when they won the first one. I didn't think they were a thing. I didn't think that Steph Curry should have won his first MVP. Yeah, I don't think he should have won his first MVP. So, damn, I keep saying we're gonna do that show. Don't let me forget. Next week we're gonna do the show where I go back and I pick apart MVPs. Today would have been a great day for that, but I didn't do enough of my research. I would just be going off the top of my head, and I really want to present you guys great arguments for that. But so I'm not saying, and it's subjective, right? It depends on what you value. Again, I am looking at guys who I see in the regular season who are killing it, and guys I project in the postseason who would kill it, right? Joel Embiid, before all the injuries in the postseason, was killing it. Y'all already seen what Giannis does. I knew that Jokic wouldn't get past the first round. Number one, because he's a 6th seed. And I feel like that should not go ignored, right? That should not go unspoken of, right? Like, oh, well, yeah, without Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, he got them to the 6th seed. Big effing whoop. Who cares? Oh, he had better numbers than he had last year. I don't think he should have won it last year. So that's no argument, not for me. Now again, it's subjective, and it depends on what you like and what you consider to be valuable. Again, like I said, I believe in the last 20 years or so, 15, almost 20, I believe we have far overvalued the assist. Again, I'm not saying that getting teammates involved is not important. I'm not saying that passing is not a skill. I'm not saying that and it's not a part of basketball. I'm not saying any of those things. What I am saying is that I believe we have supremely overvalued the fact that you can pass the ball to this guy and he can make a shot. Because again, so what if I do a great pass? What if everybody converges on me? I'm in the lane, everybody converges on me. I pass to a wide open guy, he misses the shot. So that guy should be the MVP because his guys can make more shots than my guys? That doesn't really make much sense to me. But hey, again, it's just me. It's subjective. I am looking at it. I look at every MVP like, okay, what is this going to translate to in the playoffs? And if I see that you can't do it by yourself at times, because MVPs need to do it by themselves at times. If you can't by yourself say, hey, I'm going to get us 3 wins, like we're playing spades. If you can't by yourself say, I am going to get us, I got 3 in a possible wins in me, right? If you can't do that, then I don't really know what you to me, you're not an MVP. And that's just, to me, that's where my subjectivity comes in, right? That's how I feel. That's how I look at MVPs. So, it's again subjective, and I get it, and I definitely understand if we want to go back and forth about this, and we can, or we can just agree to disagree and just say, hey, me singing from the rooftops is not going to change who they gave the MVP to. I will again come back and do a series, do at least one full show on who should have won the MVP. But again, I'm about to destroy your whole argument. Oh, wait, okay. All right. Will is talking ish. So let's take a music break and let's get Will set up, and then he's going to come on and he's going to destroy my argument right here on The Morning Rise with the Variable Y on 106liveradio.com.
I got to have you. Tell me how you feel.
I'll be obliged if you step outside, because my ride is awaiting. I dated, her staking, her nightcap we mated, awakened by smells of perfume that I inhale, and then tell I well we raise hell on the Dizel. Satin sheets, heat from your feet keep me warm. The mood is perfected with the sounds from the storm. You strong, I lasted long, and I've everlasted. Mouth was fantastic, the is that you passed it. The way you made a player laugh, I had to get you. And when I saw that jazz pass, I had to hit. You're making me fight against my will. What must I do?
Would you kill for me?
Yeah, if my life's in danger too.
Even steal for me?
Yeah, if that stuff belongs to you.
Then feel for me.
Yeah, if the way you act is true, who knows? Fine clothes, Lexus doors, you'll be closing when you become one of the chosen. Those in different places, different faces, different cases. Got me tied like shoelaces. No mistake, it's MJG, you ain't got to be constantly trying to shoot that beat, claiming that you ain't heard of me. Keeping it real, let me know how you feel when we communicate. We'll be straight if you express your mind instead of preferring to wait. Some who can't do it lose women, but MJG used to it. Space age, man.
Every once in a while, this is how it's playing again. Night is too strong.
You and I, me and you, situation getting sticky. Your mouth is saying what your body's saying. Don't be afraid of what your friends say. Rappers get that you then be out of here like yesterday. But not tonight, you look so tight, it feels so right. This is what got me perv. Let's go hop in my Suburb and ride till we get to where you want to be, no matter how far. Just call me ball, baby, to me, you're the superstar. Ask me time and time again, why did I choose you? Do I want to be your man or just misuse you? I hear your partners dissing when they think I ain't listening. Them leeches just be wishing they could be in your position. With me in luxury, I got to be every day. Chief and hay with something stout, wearing lingerie. Let's hit the tail, get a sweet and order something to eat. Tell me things about you and I'll tell you things about me. Then out the blue, I'll be caressing you, undressing you. You start doing all the things you said you'll never do. Lusting, busting, all out of my boxer drawers. Fingers constantly telling me the things you don't do, yet you do it like a pro and think that I don't know, but I do. That's why I'm here with you, and you know this. Slip on the latex and dive in, swish.
Every once in a while, this is how it's playing the game. Nothing is too strong to run. We sending it out, it's always straight to do. Just me and you, just me and you. Yeah.
Don't do it like that, baby. No, I gotta go. I got a woman at home, baby.
You know
Can't be doing it like this.
you know I gotta have you.
Man, you're making it hard for me to leave, girl. Man, I gotta get up and go.
We're taking you all the way back. With the greatest old school hits on 106liveradio.com.
Welcome back, people. We are back right here on the Morning Rise of Variable Y on 106liveradio.com. I'm trying to get Will to call in because I still haven't figured out how to work this telephone yet. Can you call me? Okay. No. Just got a voice. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Let me see. You know what? Okay. I got it. Okay. I got it. Okay. Sorry. Trying to. Yeah, these phones. Yep. Phone is what it is. But, we gotta make it work however we can, right? But hopefully we'll be calling back in just a moment and we can there we go. So again, we are going to, it's weird because I don't know how this works. So I'm gonna put him on the air and hopefully he's there. William, Are you there, sir? There you are. All right.
See, trying to get me on this morning. I see what's going on.
No, man.
I see what's going on.
See. I want it because apparently you bringing the smoke, so I want it. I want all the smoke. So
I'm bringing the smoke. I'm bringing the chimney. I'm bringing the smokestack.
Before we even, we're not even gonna do any pleasantries because they know you. We know you. So you want to poke holes in my argument? You said, go right on ahead, sir. Go right on ahead.
Okay. All right.
So I can rebut this foolishness.
Everything you're saying about Jordan B. I think you speak. This is not my opinion. I think you speak from a space of bias. I think you wanted Embiid to win the award. Therefore, he's your top candidate because you wanted him to win.
Now,
That's one thing. Now hold on. Now, you did have a whole 10-minute spill just a little while ago. Right?
Okay.
So
All right.
Give your boy a chance real quick. Give your boy a chance real quick.
My bad. Okay.
It's all good. I sent you a little those advanced statistics kind of let you know what the NBA voters were thinking, what people inside the NBA were thinking who watched the games, all 82 of them, both the East Coast and both the West Coast. And this is what they came up with, right? So we saw Embiid. Me and you talk about Embiid, DeRozan, and Giannis for the first 3 quarters of the season, basically, as the MVP candidates. DeRozan kind of fell off. Giannis was always right there, but Jokic was coming along. He probably about 4th place by the time, but he was still chugging along. And then maybe the last month and a half of the season, he was the best player in the NBA by far. And it was just him putting that team in his back. Without Jamal Murray, who was more of a 1B than an actual 2, if he could be a star in his own team. And Michael Porter Jr., who got hurt, like he always does, about a quarter of the season and was lost for the entire season. The fact that he got that Denver Nuggets team to the 6th seed is remarkable. And you, sir, are not putting enough respect in his name for doing that. I understand your point about, for me and you were both tough on players. Like, okay, that's it. That's all you can do. It's a first-round exit. But no. Every situation deserves context. And the context of this argument is that young man put that team on his back for the entire year. Every defender, every team knew who was getting the ball, who was going to score for them, who was going to be the main rebounder, who was going to be the best assist person on the same team, and they still could not stop him, especially these last month and a half of the season where they had nobody else. His number 2 was Will Barton. Aaron Gordon should have been his number 2, but Aaron Gordon has showed that he's more of a flash in the pan. That's a real player, more of a dunker. Will Barton was his number 2. Embiid, Will Barton, you give Giannis Will Barton, it's not going to be the same thing. Maybe Giannis, because you know how I feel about Giannis. Giannis is the best player in the NBA, in my opinion. But Jokic put in work. And you got to give him respect in his name for putting in work. And I don't know you saw enough Jokic games like you said you did. I know I have. I'm just a nut. But you probably saw way more Embiid games than you saw Jokic. So I'm pretty sure about that, by the way. But let's go back to these advanced statistics real quick. So, let's pull myself up, man. There we go. So, yes, Joel Embiid led the league in NBA scoring. He was a one-man record crew the entire year. He played the whole season without Ben Simmons. Had a lackluster James Harden, as illustrated 100% last night, which we'll get to. And he was just a beast all year. And I love Joel Embiid, and I felt I wanted him to win so bad. I wanted Joel Embiid. If I had my pick, I would pick Joel Embiid, right? But you know me. I am a fair and balanced person. I take nothing away from anybody. And Jokic earned that MVP award this year. He's the first player in NBA history to have 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500 assists. Kind of golfed at that. But let's go with some of the names who never had that happen. Abdul-Jabbar. Of the greats at that position, and none of them have ever done that. You're selling him short on that one. Your boy Embiid led in points per game, yes. Rebounds per game, Jokic. Assists per game, Jokic. Steals per games, Jokic. Blocks, Embiid. Field goal percentage, Jokic. 2-point percentage, Jokic. 3 points made, Jokic. Let's see. 3-pointers made, 3-point percentage, Embiid. And free throw percentage, Embiid. So Jokic got that like 8-2 or 7-3, just in the basic stats, right? You all have assist metrics and advanced statistics that all favor Jokic. There's like 15 of them, and he has like 12 of them. One thing I want to point out: his clutch points per game in the clutch. That means the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, Jokic. That's Giannis. ISO points per game, Jokic. Like, he's led in so many advanced statistics, like 30 to Embiid's 5. So, from an analytical standpoint, he also won that battle overwhelmingly. I understand how you feel about Embiid, and you probably don't like Jokic, because Jokic's game, if you was an NBA player, a fan, it doesn't look like he's doing anything. But ask the NBA players what he's doing. He's putting in work. Pat Bev was on NBA Today with Malika Andrews yesterday, and they were trying to have the same discussion. He was like, man, when he's on the court, you feel like everything he does or everybody he throws up is going in. You know what I'm saying? That is a player statement. And you and I can have our opinion. When you have players telling you that this dude's the truth, that means something. That means a lot. And you had another thing you said that kind of really, really got me. You said the assist is an underwhelming stat, was overrated. And I'm here to tell you, sir, that that is not true. And yes, a lot depends on your teammate to finish the ball. But you, especially you're a playmaking center or you're a playmaking point guard, it is your job to put that ball in the best position for your teammate to score. Now, that takes practice and that takes skill. Like you just said, some players like the ball bounce past and paint. Some guys like it on the wing. You have to know what your guy likes. Someone like a Trey Young, someone like a Luka, someone like a Giannis knows his teammates and knows how his teammates wants to receive the ball and can put it on a dime the way the teammate like it. Now, yes, that teammate has to finish that play, but more than likely, he's more after finishing it if that ball is received in the way that he likes it received the best. And so Jokic is extremely good at that. Just like Trey Young is extremely good at that. We've seen Trey Young at the top of the key, drive left, and then he'll take his left hand and he'll swing it across the court with his left hand, his off hand, as a pass to an open man in the corner. That skill, in no way on God's green earth is that ever underrated. It is not. I've been watching basketball a lot in my lifetime, played a little bit. Let me tell you something, sir. If you see a pass like that, you feel like you have to make it. Because everybody on the court is not making those passes. That is a skill. That is a skill. Well, a lot of people think LeBron is one of one because he can do all those things, you know what I'm saying, with the basketball. So let's go back on this. I love Embiid. I would have wanted Embiid to be serious because I felt like Embiid put in so much work, not just this year, but last year, that he was so deserving of it. I wanted him to win that award. And he showed you toughness in the playoffs where, yes, you want him to win that award. But Jokic deserved it, sir. And all these things you pointed out in your argument 10 minutes ago, you're selling him short. If you, and very wide, get in the court, and you're in the court with Jokic, he would embarrass you. And you'd be like, damn, my bad.
Okay. You know what? All right. That's it. Let me stop you right there.
Please,
let me stop you right there because
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna
because
say. Go ahead,
I let you come on here and I let you do your diatribe, right? And I appreciate your diatribe. But you put holes in my argument? No, sir. You wanted to call out my bias? No, sir. I am going to call out all of your bias, and I'm going to do that right now. So I wanted to start at number one, but number one is at your first statement, but number one is your very last statement. Now, let me make this clear for you and for everybody else. Your son, no, you know what? Sterling's son, who is good at basketball, can put me on the court and embarrass me. So saying that anybody can embarrass me, let alone an NBA starter, let alone a two-time MVP could embarrass me, is embarrassing for that two-time MVP. Like the fact that I would be on the court with them is a travesty for them to ever think that I would need to be anywhere on the court with them besides either interviewing them or just having a conversation. If we were playing 1-on-1, 2-on-2, follow 1,000 on 1,000 of me on just one of them, it's still embarrassing for them to ever play against me because I am nowhere in their skill category. So that's number one. So that one is shut down. Let me tell you how else I'm going to shut you down right now. I'm just going to go backwards. I'm going to go backwards. Again, sir, I did not say that assists are bad. I did not say that not. I let you have it. I let you have it. I let you have it. So I got it now. I'm the judge and I'm the other prosecutor. So as the judge, I'm saying, hey, you've rested your case. Now as the other prosecutor, I'm saying now, I'm not saying that the assist is a bad stat. What I am saying is that the assist is overrated. Now, again, let me preface it by saying I said overrated. I did not say bad. I did not say it shouldn't be a category. Again, overrated. Let me again go back and say, yes, we have been watching basketball a long time. Yes, we have been watching basketball. We've watched different eras of basketball. We've watched at least 3 different eras of basketball. We've watched the maybe even 4. We watched the very slow 80s. We watched the slow down defensive 90s. We watched the try to pick up the pick up the pace early 2000s, and then we watched the 3-point era 2010s and beyond. So we watched 4 different eras of basketball, right? In 4 different eras of basketball. In 2 of those eras has it been so crucial that people have great assists. Now, I understand that, yes, as a superstar, getting other teammates involved is your job, right? Making sure that those other 4 guys on the floor with you know that at any time the ball is coming to them and they will be ready to make a shot. Just get the ball to them, preferably in a way that they want it, but if not, just get the ball to them. Hey, double team. Hey, Shaq, kick it out to Harper, or kick it out to Brian Scott, or kick it out to any of these other guys. Not Brian Shaw, excuse me. Kick it out to any of these other guys, right? Like, kick it to those other guys, and you'll be much better that way because you'll get everybody collapsing on you. You just kick it out to somebody else. I get that. And yes, better than any big man who has ever passed the ball. That is just without question. Only person I would say, but I've never seen him do it. But I do know that Wilt Chamberlain led the league in assists one year when I think he just led him in total assists. But back then, total assists got you to the league in assists. So technically, he led the league in assists. But I would love to have seen him as a passing big man, but no, we didn't see him play. But best big man I've ever seen pass the ball. Absolutely. You are absolutely right, sir. And I'll tell you that I've seen way more Denver games than you think I've seen, all to poke holes in this argument of this guy being the MVP. And again, what I will say, did I finish my assist? No, I'm sorry. Let me finish my assist thing. All I'm saying about the assist is I believe there has been an overemphasis on the assist. Everybody knows that passing is a part of basketball. So because you pass the ball, you can have a great pass, right? You can pass out of a double team, and then your teammate could pass out of another team and get a better shot. So again, because your teammate got the assist, that means that your basketball IQ is less than theirs? I don't think so. Boom, that's the end of the assist. Now, going to watching Jokic games. That's the end of my argument on assists. Going back to watching Jokic games. I've watched more Jokic games this year than before, so I could poke holes in his argument. And sir, I'm not telling you that he is not the best player on his team. What I am telling you is what? First of all, I can't believe you said that twice without giving me a off the record. You should be. I should.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Record,
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
For our listening audience, off the record, number 2.
I got you.
That's a problem.
That is his problem. I understand that, but he is the best player on his team. But that team was a 6th seed. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any of this argument about,
That's not fair.
It is fair. He's an MVP. It is fair. So he's the MVP.
I got something for you. Should Trey Young be first team All NBA? Yes or no?
Should Trey Young be first team All NBA?
First team All NBA. Should Trey Young be first team All NBA? Right? If we're going by seeds, right? If we're going by your argument, he was an 8th seed. Should he be first team All NBA?
I would say no, but see, again, we're having 2 different arguments, brother. We are having 2 different arguments. We're not talking about.
You said him short because he's
no, I'm not.
Because he was a 6th seed.
No, I'm not.
You just said that he was a 6th seed.
No,
right?
You missed the last part. You missed the last part of it. He's not just great. He's the reigning MVP. I expect you to have a great season and to get your team into the playoffs. I expect that from you. You're the reigning MVP. Now that cannot be undersold. I expect that out of you. Tell me the last reigning MVP that you know that we expected.
And he did that.
Again, he did it as a 6th seed. Tell me the last reigning MVP that you know that got their team to a 4 seed or lower, but also going back-to-back MVP. Name me that last MVP. Name me that guy, please.
I can't. You know why?
Because it doesn't happen.
His rest of his teammates did not get hurt. The last guy who did that was Steph Curry. Draymond get hurt that next year? How about Clay?
Okay. Anyway, so now you know what? No, they didn't. They didn't. But they did not.
And his number 3 guy missing the entire.
Yeah. Okay.
season.
Great. That's great. They did not. So let's go to the last reigning MVP, back-to-back MVP.
Okay.
I think the person getting so short on all of this actually makes both of my points, my 1 and 2. I think the person getting so short on all of this is Giannis. I think Giannis is the person getting so short on all of this. Because kind of like you, I think Giannis is the best player in the league. And kind of like you, I definitely believe that, hey, take Jokic off of Denver. What do? Take Giannis off of Milwaukee. They do nothing. I don't care about Bobby Portis. I don't care off the record. These are off the record, by the way. I don't care about Bobby Portis. I don't care about Chris Middleton. I don't care about Grayson Allen. I don't care about Connaughton. I don't care about none of them guys. But you know what all of them guys can do? Ball. You know why? Because Giannis is there. So I think one thing that we all probably need to do is, and I get that we this is the LeBron argument, this is the Jordan argument, and it's like, okay, fine, we got to give it to somebody else. But I think we really need to stop playing and say, hey, the Milwaukee Bucks are a championship contender. The Milwaukee Bucks are probably going to advance to the Eastern Conference Final tonight, and then in the next week or so, probably going to advance to the NBA Finals for the second year in a row, all because of one man and one man only, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I think that if we're making all of these arguments, and one of the main arguments is, I feel like there are 2 main arguments for MVP. Well, maybe 3. There are 3 main arguments for MVP, right? Three main ways a guy can be chosen as an MVP. Number 1, they have like a phenomenal turnaround year. Their team is very successful. They're the main cog on the team. They elevate to another level. And they were just, this was just the main cog on the team the entire year. The team runs through them. You take them off the team won't be any good. That's 1. Number 2, a guy who is, a guy who changes teams, turns a team completely around. And, obviously they're like the only catalyst to turn that team around. And number 3, a guy who is just so dominant, a guy who is just, and who has been dominant, a guy who we know we can count on every single night to bring it. And we know we can count on them every single night in the preseason, in the regular season, and the postseason, every single night to bring it. And that guy should be MVP. And I think it's one of those 3 categories, right? That's where I place those guys. And one more. Okay. What's your now? That's just, and again, I say all of this subjectively. That's just for me. But you said there's one more category. So what's the other category?
Yeah, and you're going to agree with this one. The best player on the best team with the best record. That's always a caveat for both MVP. We hear that all the time. He has the best record. Yeah. So he should be MVP, right? We hear that all the time. That's why Giannis was a big part. And Chris Paul, before he got hurt. Chris Paul was in this conversation. Devin Booker finished 4th. Yeah. Because their team had the best overall record.
Right. Yeah.
That's also a big part of winning MVP. This year, all the advanced messages went to the big men.
Right. Now, but see, and that's another thing, and that's why I'm a little bit hesitant on the best player on the best team with the best record. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant on that, because if nothing else, we could say that Chris Paul was one of the better players, but I mean, we know that Devin Booker, especially when Paul got hurt, we saw that team doesn't miss a beat because Devin Booker is there. Right. And we saw him elevate his game to continue to keep his team above everybody else. So, but we're not sitting back here saying none of us are crying for Devin Booker to win the award, but he was the best player on the best team with the best record. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, but that I feel like those are my top 3, and that's a 4th, but that's a distant 4th, I'll say, if nothing else.
So we've seen that in the past for MVP.
Yes,
we've seen that.
We have seen
player on the team.
We have seen that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. I understand your argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just healthy conversation.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And it's subjective. And I respect your argument. And like you, remember this. Remember I told you 2 weeks ago before the playoffs started, I said everyone is sleeping on the Milwaukee Bucks. Did I not say that? You did. You did.
Milwaukee Bucks are the defending world champions. Just laying the weeds. Are we talking about the Brooklyn Nets? We're talking about the Hawks. We're talking about Memphis Grizzlies, Golden State. We're talking about all these other teams. And no one, Philadelphia 76ers, no one brought the Milwaukee Bucks. They're just defending world champions and have the best player in the world. And no one said a word about it. And now, as you watch this Boston Celtics series play out, now it's like, oh, I forgot. He is the best player in the world.
Y'all must have forgot.
Oh, by the way. Yeah, and check this out. Without Chris Middleton.
Yep.
Chris Middleton, for all intents and purposes, is the second best player. That's very important, by the way, because they want their pick and rolls at the top of the key for him and Giannis. So that whole thing's been gone for the last month. And Giannis is still just going downhill, expending all his energy, putting up 40 points and 15 rebounds a game. Ridiculous.
Yes.
First and foremost. So doing without him, Middleton's also their closer. Remember what Middleton did against the Atlanta Hawks last year? Closer that destroyed our team last year at home in the closeout game in Milwaukee. He destroyed the Hawks and ended up being, once he got that confidence, he destroyed the next round, the round after that, leading to an NBA title because he was the closer. He got that confidence to be the closer. 20-point per game scorer, 3-point demon who can close the game and run the pick and roll with the best player in the world. They're missing that for the last month. That's a big hole. Jrue Holiday, my guy. We can never say off the record about Jrue Holiday. You know why? Because he is the best guard on-ball defender in the NBA. If you watch that last game, you saw exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like he is one of those. It's crazy. And you're right. Like I say I didn't give a lot of respect to Jrue Holiday until last year, until that playoff run, because it was like, okay, so what is Milwaukee going to do? Especially when they went down 0-2 to Phoenix. And then after that, Holiday just balled. Holiday balled out. And it was like, oh my gosh. Like
remember when Giannis got hurt last year?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
It was Jrue Holiday.
Yeah.
Jrue Holiday destroyed us.
Yes, I do remember.
Destroyed us. Him and Middleton destroyed us. And that's the thing, like, Jrue Holiday is the perfect number 2-ish 3 guy because he doesn't need the ball, but he can be your on-ball dribbler. He be your on-ball, just set the offense up. And then he's your best on-ball defender on the perimeter, which the Hawks really lack this year. And that's why the 3-point shot, everybody else is going in all the time because we cannot defend the perimeter. That's a whole other discussion. So, but as you saw, all the advanced metrics that your boy for the Celtics, Marcus Smart. It's the exact same for Jrue Holiday. They had the exact same defensive metrics. Jrue Holiday was last year's defensive player of the year. He was in line to win it this year, but he gave it to Marcus Smart because Marcus Smart was in the best overall defensive team, which makes sense. Like I said, MVP award sometimes, best player on the best team. The defensive player of the year this award was the best defensive player on the best defensive team. That's why he got the award this year. But as you saw, head-to-head, Jrue Holiday said, I'm going to take your cookies. And he took that man's cookies 3 times in a row.
Yeah, he did.
Just let him know and his team know I'm better than you defensively, and this is what it is. And that's what I love about man on man, me against you. There's no hiding. It is what it is. If a man better than you and shows he's better than you, all right, what you gonna do about it? Step up so you better than him. Jrue Holiday sat back and said, he got that award? Yeah, okay. All right, he got that award. That man blocked his shot, took the ball, knocked it off him in the last, 20 seconds of the game, got the possession back. And then the man got the ball on the very last possession, coming up court, and he ripped him. I've never seen that. A man rip a grown man, point guard, at half court to end a game.
I was about to say, at the end of the game. Knowing how important it is that you get this ball up and get it to another player, like you just out of nowhere just get ripped, like you said, by a grown man while you're dribbling the ball up, knowing, again, everything that needs to be done. And again, by somebody who I think probably has one of the higher basketball IQs out there, for him to make those, that first one was, hey, it was a block, it was whatever. But for him to get ripped like that was just really embarrassing. And it kind of took Marcus Smart down a few pegs in my book, just a little bit. But I think one thing that you say about Chris Middleton, one thing that we are that we're underselling is not only is he the closer, but with him on the court, Giannis can rest, because what we're seeing is, but again, also what we're seeing, and why Giannis is the best, because even without rest, when he's like, okay, bet, you know what he is when he's focused, He's LeBron in Boston in Game 6 in 2012.
And that is the epitome of the best player in the world.
Yep.
There are times when the best player in the world, he looks around and says, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I got it.
Right.
I got it. Like, he had no discussion, nobody else.
Nope.
Like, we had a discussion in his head. Mike had a discussion in his head. Shaq had a discussion in his head. LeBron had a discussion in his head. And we saw Giannis had a discussion in his head. Like, okay.
Yep.
I'm the best player in the world. Get out my way.
Yep.
Watch this.
Right.
I got it.
They have a team meeting, but the team is themselves. Like, all right, we got to do this. So let's do it. And like you said, they don't have no discussion. They're not going to sit back and say, okay, well, hey guys, I'm going to do like, no. Because what we're not going to do is go home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us to Game 7. I'm going to take us to like Giannis did to Game 6 at home. So we can close this thing out. I'm going to take us, like you said, Kobe would do, like Mike would do, like Shaq would do, like Tim Duncan would do, like AI would do. You know, I'm going to take us to wherever we need to go so we can go ahead and get on the bus and get up out of here, because I ain't bring no more suits to come back to this place. So let's go ahead and get it in and get up out of here.
Right.
All right.
Here's the playoffs. What you see all the time: the best players. You're the best player in the court. That shit the whole series. A lot of people think Boston's a better overall team. As you see, Milwaukee's up 3-2, going back to Milwaukee without the second best player. Why? Because they have the best player on the court. And so, watch out. You just lost last night. Now you go to Game 7 in Phoenix because Luka Doncic is coming.
Yeah.
And it's looking to me like Luka Doncic is like, feels like, you know what? I'm the best player in this series. And now it's a one game win or go home situation. And the best player in the court is with the Dallas Mavericks. Be careful, Phoenix.
Yep. That's a debate that we can have too, because like that is a debate that we can have a little bit later on about that series. Now, you said you want to talk James Harden, and because I know we got a little bit of your time left, so I want to get to James Harden because we got something very special for James Harden later on in the show.
I can only imagine. Listen, man. If I was an NBA player, I could never play with James Harden because at some point during the game, I'm probably going to drop kick him. The player, man, and during the playoffs, man, who plays with less depth, who would just give up in the middle of a game. Like, if you watch that game yesterday, he was throwing errant passes, turn the ball over, and then, he'd be the one to turn it over, right? And then the defender now has the ball, is running up court, so it should be his responsibility to run back and defend. He just jogs back. So he turns the ball over one, then he jogs back trying to defend, and the other guy just dunks it while he's jogging back. He's so lost. I don't know the word, man. Just he quits all the time. Like, everyone has their issues. Like, you may say Kyrie doesn't play, this star does this, but my biggest issue, man, on any kind of playing field is effort. Very least, you can give your effort. We saw Giannis other game put extreme amount of effort into winning that game and willing his team to win. Blood trickling down his face. Hitting threes. I mean, I gotta have it threes. I gotta have it threes. I gotta have it free throws. Making big plays in the clutch. That's what you want out of your star. That's what out of your star player earning like $39.6 million per season. Here's a guy who turns the ball over constantly, fails to run back on defense, or takes 2 shots in the entire second half. I'm so over James Harden. I've been with James Harden for a while now. He's played with Chris Paul. He's played with Russell Westbrook. He's played with KD. He's played with every star that is under the sun, and he can't get out of the second round of the playoffs. There's something to be said about that. The one common denominator about all that is James Harden. So done with James Harden, because at the very least, right, you give me your best effort. At least you come to this team, you come in here in shape. In shape, ready to perform, and give it your all for your teammates, for your city. You can't even do that because you're so stuck on yourself. You're so selfish. Kyrie does what he does in Brooklyn. and KD, you don't want to stay in Brooklyn. You want to get out and go to Philadelphia because that's where you really want to be in the first place. The whole mindset of guys like James Harden blows my mind. The James Harden, Ben Simmons mindset where, like, I want to do what I want. I don't want to play at the end. I can't stand it. These grown men play. Now, that's something dribble, but, you know, play ball. Man about yours. Stop whining and crying. Like, effort, please. Found out firsthand what I knew was going to happen. He was going to stay in the playoffs. We talked about this on this show. We said, like, I won't say 2 months ago, I think during before the trade or whatever the trade happens, like, he's going to be judged on what he does in the playoffs. Nothing does in regular season matter. He's going to be judged what he does in the playoffs, and I just know because James Harden, he's going to crap the bed. And look what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
James Harden crapped the bed in the playoffs like he always does. I am over James Harden.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you at all. Yeah, like, kind of like you said, man, the one thing that I need in team sports is I need you to be there for your teammates, and I need you to give effort. I don't need you to win every single game. I need you to fight real hard to play every single game. I need it to matter to you if you don't win every single game. I need you out there when your best player has a hairline fracture in his shooting hand, a broken orbital bone, and a concussion, and then comes back and still plays through all of that. It's out there toughening out through all of that. After carrying the whole team on his back the whole season, then, you know, I need you to go out there and say, hey, man, I got your back. And like you said it a long time ago. Everybody else in the chat said it a long time ago. And you know, for some odd reason, I wanted to say, well, no, this is different. He's in Philly. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He's never played with anybody as great as Joel Embiid. But hey, you know what? A spade is a spade is a spade. I need to stop calling it anything else. Yeah, man. Your boy is selfish. He is kind of, I mean, he's really just toxic. You know, he is toxic. He's one of these players who is toxic in the NBA. To the NBA in general. Like, every time one of these little, you know, jabrones comes around and says, I don't like the NBA, they don't play defense. Just look at James Harden. James Harden just proves their whole argument. And again, somebody's going, and the worst part about sports is when people show you who they are, believe them. But somebody's going to say, you know what? I can change him. I'm going to give him some money because I can change him. I can change him. And you know, another thing, and I hope that people are smart enough to realize this, but another thing, his lack of effort is getting other people fired, right? Like, they was talking about Doc Rivers, and, you know, man, Doc's got to do something. If it wasn't for Joel Embiid, then Doc would have got fired. When it's like, I don't know if this is Doc's fault because he's got James Harden. I mean, he may have signed off on it, but he's not the GM. He didn't bring this guy in here, and he can't make this guy play for the money that he wants to get. And somebody's going to give him money. This is insane.
They are saying that he is up for the Supermax.
And somebody's going to give it to him.
I hope not. He is so undeserving of that Supermax. But we live in the NBA, especially, like these guys, these cats who can play ball really good, or at least played ball 3 years ago really good, they cash in on what they were.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All the time. Like, and they full autonomy in the NBA. Right? They basically, whoever the stars are, they not only run their team, run the league.
Yeah, they do.
And so that's the problem. LeBron, LA's team, the way it's constructed, that's all LeBron James.
Yep.
He got everything he wanted, and that team sucked. That's on him. It's on him. KD, Kyrie, Harden, and Brooklyn, that's how they wanted to do things. That's how the team was constructed. When it broke apart, that was on them. Because Kyrie was doing what he was doing, KD being hurt half the season, Harden not coming into a training camp in shape, ready to play basketball. All three of those things conductive to a bad season in Brooklyn. because they have full autonomy. All these general managers and owners just remove themselves and let these players do whatever they want to do because they're all getting paid like $40 million a year. That's the problem. They're so entitled to doing what they want to do that they can get away with this stuff. They can play like James Harden played last night and still get a $230 million contract, which is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Giannis should be getting $50 million a year.
Right.
People with that type of effort, they should be getting that type of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Give that man the entire franchise. Because like you said, broken over the bone, fractured thumb, hairline fracture in the thumb, bad back, concussion. He still came back. He was not supposed to play this series.
Right.
They rushed that man back because after they went 0-2, they said, all right, man, we got nothing left. James ain't going to do it.
Right.
You got to do it.
Right. We need him.
They put him out there when he really wasn't 100%, nowhere near ready, but he still tucked it out like you said because he's the warrior. That's what you want. Money. Ben Simmons getting broke off $40 million. Harden getting broke off $40 million. Kyrie getting broke off $40 million. None of them deserve it because they're all just stuck in themselves and are selfish.
Exactly. All right, man. We run out of time for you. I know we got to let you go because you got to go to work. Anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Golden State looks really, really old without Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown better be lucky. He got that job with Sacramento last week.
Dude, no one is lucky that they get a job in Sacramento. Just let's just be clear about that. No one's lucky.
They're not. But Mike Brown, he's gonna get a nice check based off that.
Yeah.
And he is so. You know how I feel about Mike Brown. Mike Brown's probably the worst head coach in the last 20 years.
I do.
Like, you know, man, the discussion we had about Mike Woodson, you know, in the playoff game years ago.
Lord have mercy.
Mike Brown is Mike Woodson by like 100.
Damn.
There is no all the correlations of how Golden State has played the last 2 years can be completely tied to the fact that they're being coached by Mike Brown. They were being blown out by a Memphis Grizzlies team without their best player, their engine, their engine, their gas, their wheels. He was everything in that team. They were getting blown out by 55 points in the third quarter by a team like their best player.
Man, when I saw that, I almost lost my lunch. Like, how does this happen in the NBA? Like, how does this happen?
Listen, man, Mike Brown's been coaching like 15 years in the NBA. He has yet to drop his own play. I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying. He does not drop offensive plays. But yet he's going to be a head coach. Good luck with that, Sacramento. Good luck with that. It's why Golden State look the way they look without Steve Kerr. It's because Mike Brown's been coaching them. And all of a sudden, Klay Thompson looks really, really old. Steph Curry looks like, I mean, you got to think about, man, basketball is a young man's sport. It's no way around that. It is a young man's sport. And the Memphis Grizzlies are full of young, running gazelles. Dudes who can run up and down the court nonstop.
Yep.
When you're like in your mid-30s, you know what I'm saying, you got a little bit of that in you. But in the third, fourth quarter, them boys still running hard, 100%. You like, hey, man, sit down.
Hey, man, right. Y'all need to chill out, man. Go sit down somewhere.
Out, man.
We ain't come here for all this. Go sit down somewhere.
Boy, sit down
Y'all little boys, go sit down, man. Quit playing.
Right. I see a lot of that in that series. So they need Steve Kerr in the worst way.
They do.
They better close out. They better close out tonight and go to state.
Yep.
It may be a wrap.
They better. All right, brother. Well, let's get you to work, man. Thank you so much for calling in, as always.
And the Falcons schedule looks super hard. I know you've seen it yet. Falcons schedule looks super hard. It's ridiculous.
Fantastic.
We're out 0-7.
Fantastic.
Hey, Bryce Young, here we come.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. That's all I needed was a hard Falcon schedule. Thank you, schedule makers, for getting your job correct. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Well, all right, dog. We'll talk later.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, sir. Always good talking to you.
All right, man. You too. All right, people. That was Will. Y'all heard two great friends having a great discussion about basketball and who should win the MVP on the radio. And I hope you guys have fun with that because, of course, we always have fun when we get together and we rap and we talk and we cut up on each other. So, yes, quick programming note, guys. I'm sorry I forgot to mention we're going to cut out of the live feed today, but we are going to be on the app. So we're going to do this top of the hour break and I'm going to come back on the app. So catch us on the app and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.